Hello, Demarcus.
How you doing?
Doing well. We'll go ahead and get started. First question, 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧.
Hey, Demarcus. Just going off the game last night. What areas do you think you and James and John can improve in terms of chemistry and just overall flow of the offense?
I think more so just having more time together in the gym. Obviously, James is just joined the team, so a lot of things were kind of on the fly for us last night. And even with that being said, I think just our IQs alone fixed a lot of our problems. But we want to get to a point where it's a natural flow for us with everything that's going on the floor. And I think time and practice, eventually those things become a natural thing. So it's just a matter of time.
Jonathan Fagan.
Hi, Demarcus. Kind of along those same lines, there were a couple times James used high screens that you had set for him. I think a step back three, a pass he made to PJ in the corner. How much of that was something that you guys spoke about as it was happening or right before? How much of it is just basketball players playing basketball? Where does it go from there?
Most of it was just basketball players playing basketball. Like I said, I think James is a high IQ player. He understands the game well. He understands his spots. He understands where guys are on the floor. And the same thing goes for John. I think that's one of the strongest traits in their game, just knowing where everyone is on the floor at all times. So they're incredible playmakers. We've done it time and time again. Their track record speaks for itself. So a lot of things were just on the fly last night, and we were able to, have some successful moments.
Thank you.
Mark Berman.
Demarcus, having been out there, I know it's a very, very, very small sample, but having worked out a couple times with him and being in the game last night, can you see the possibilities of this team if everyone stays together?
Berman, we cannot hear you.
I didn't hear that last part.
Can you hear me? I'm unmuted on my end.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that. My question was, I know it's a very, very small sample, but after playing with him last night for a few minutes with James and John, and having worked out a couple days now, can you see the possibilities if if this is a group you go to war with?
I saw the possibilities before we stepped on the floor. Like I said, those two guys' track record speaks for itself, and just their abilities on the floor. And once they build a chemistry and kind of understand each other's games a little more, which would take time anyway, two ball dominant players. I think once they get on the same page, the sky's the limit. So, like I said earlier, it's more so about just the time and practice being put in, and I think all of those things will fall right into place.
Simon Ali.
Hey, Demarcus, when you do eventually get Christian Wood back, what can he add for this team on both ends of the floor?
Just that he's a player on both ends of the floor. He's a dynamic roller. He has a high skill set. He's a threat from almost every spot on the floor. He's a versatile defender. He can guard multiple positions. Another guy to help with the rebound load. He brings a lot of different intangibles to the floor, and it's only going to help us get better.
Jonathan Fagan.
It was so awful seeing what happened with Chris last night. For a guy like that, who's on a team with you and David and John, is there a message that he can look at what you guys are now doing physically? Is there something that you would tell him from your experience?
I actually spoke to him last night after the game. My only message is just take your time with his injury. One thing that kind of goes unnoticed with professional athletes and injuries, we love our craft. We love the game in itself. So once you have that time off, you're always itching to get back and play that game. So and another thing is we're so used to playing through pain. So sometimes we feel like we're in a good place when it's not necessarily the case. So my only message is take his time. Take his time, get all the way right. And he has a lot of basketball left to play in his career. So don't let this one moment, hold you down for too long. Just take your time with it.
When it happened to you, did you have someone you could look at as an example of coming back the way he can look at you and John and David 𝗲𝗲?
Not necessarily. I kind of feel like I was at the beginning of this, so-called Achilles, I don't know, scare or wave that's been going on. It's obviously been something it's been an increase in, the injury. So with that being said, hopefully we can figure out ways besides the ways we have already with injury prevention. But it's got to be something more to it as to why it's happening so much more now.
Thank you.
We'll take two more. Kelly, go.
Hey, so along those lines, obviously it's been 3 games.
Breaking up on me.
Kelly, can you repeat the question?
I think we'll move on. Mark Berman.
Thank you for coming back to me. Demarcus, given that what you have to say carries a lot of weight, are you having any conversations or kind of going into recruit mode with James, given what he's in the middle of right now? How do you view that?
At the end of the day, this is a business, and you can only respect a guy for doing whatever he feels is best for him, his personal life, and his career. So, no, honestly, I haven't, and I don't really feel like that's my place. That's a decision he has to make for himself. But what my job is to do is, while we're on the floor, while we're in practice, we're holding everybody accountable. We're gonna come in and work every day and try to get better every day. So I control what I can control, and for the guys that's on the floor, we're gonna go to war. So.
Thank you, Demarcus.